Hey Siri. How many days until March 16th?
It's 24 days until then.
Oh, shit!
I wake up, flex on down that check. No drip is wet. Tell 'em run it on. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it on.
Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. It is, 24 days until March 16th, which is TX2K22. And, well, the reason why I really want to go to TX2K is we didn't make it last year. I mean, I kept posting like we were trying to make it, but we weren't even close. So for the people that are new to the channel, we'll kind of give like a quick recap since the car's been down. Someone thought my car was down 2 years. It's only been down, I say only, it's been down 14 months. So like, not last November, but the November before that. And what happened was we blew a head gasket, which I think I prematurely hurt the head gasket, but we didn't even have like the MLX series Coyote gaskets on there. We just had the MLS series. So no big deal. So when we sent the engine off, that's when my mind started going. You guys, if you guys have had like a big project or you've modded your car to a certain extent, you know that when it's down, you're like, man, I should just do this. It's already down. I should just do that. And that's literally what happened. So it started with, all right, we're sending the engine off. We're gonna upgrade the fuel system. So pretty much when I went 780s over a year and a half ago, well, actually it was like 2 years ago, when I went 7s for the first time. After that, we started trying to turn it up and we just couldn't because the car was running out of fuel, didn't have big enough injectors, big enough pumps, and then the cams weren't locked, and so the cams were starting to revert up top. So when I blew the head gasket, I decided to send the whole engine off to Will and say just refresh everything, because we ended up hurting a rod and kind of scorched the side of the piston. So we ended up, or he ended up replacing all that, doing MLX Coyote gaskets. We did Frankenstein heads, and then we locked the cams so that it would help the reverting issue. So anyways, while that was gone, oh shit, this road sucks. There's like construction everywhere in Amarillo right now. It's insane. I don't know why. Because they're charging us too much goddamn tax dollars. But yeah, so then we did the straight axle, and Joe finished that, I think, sometime in early January, because I remember it was like my 30th birthday, and Joe was sending me pictures of him finishing up the straight axle. So sometime early January, Joe finished up the straight axle, and then we got the engine back, and that's when I decided to change the turbo kit. And so I wanted to do, I've always wanted to do turbo, you know, big single turbo on the front. My car's always been single turbo, but I want to do a larger turbo, obviously, this time around, and do one in the front. And so we got that all mocked up. Joe built that whole turbo kit, and then I decided to tube the front end, and then we tubed the front end, so on and so forth. And then obviously the last thing we ended up doing back in October was when we were trying to make FL2K, is we were trying to do the Holly system, and the Holly didn't work with the Gen 3 heads. So then we sent the engine back off, did Gen 2 heads, did a couple of changes, which I'll talk about when the engine actually gets here. But this time, oh, it's so crazy how this shit works. Now, when I sent off the engine, I was like, man, I'm gonna shave the engine bay. I'm gonna just smooth out the engine bay, paint it all up, because there's holes. You want to get them all welded up from all the different iterations of turbo kits and fuel systems we've done. Then they start working on the engine bay. I'm like, man, I should just paint the whole car. It's already here. You know, the wrap's kind of gotten beat up over the couple years that it's been on racing, taking stuff off and on. And then if I get the engine bay done, it's not going to match the wrap exactly. So let's just paint the whole damn car. So painted the whole damn car. Well, guess what? Today we're picking up the car. It is finished at paint. We still have to mount the hood because we got to do the Zeus fasteners, and we still have to mount the MMR carbon wing, which I haven't shown you guys. But I did get it painted. I decided to paint everything. I wanted everything painted to match, literally everything. So I was kind of contemplating on the wing because I like the carbon fiber, but at the same time, I just wanted everything just painted to match. So, got to get a few things while we're out. We actually are taking Joseph's Cobra back to him because his engine showed up. So he's going to put his engine in, and then we're going to go pick up my car. So, it's 24 days till TX2K. We're picking up the car, and the only thing we're really waiting on is the engine, but I did finally speak with Will. He is just absolutely slammed over there. It's hard to get parts, and obviously he's super busy. I'm not the only one getting their engine built right now, so I'm gonna go over like more of the details when the engine actually gets here, and some of the other stuff we ended up switching up, because we ended up switching up turbo sizes, got a few other goodies in. So when all that stuff shows up and we start putting the car back together, I'll go over that stuff with you guys. But it is it's not looking too promising for TX2K. A lot of people have been asking me, and haven't been updating that much just because we've been so dang busy at the shop. We got a new car last week and another car coming today, and I haven't even updated you guys on those cars. And I have a couple videos from some of the stuff we've been doing. I just really haven't had time to edit them or upload them. So I'm trying to get to that stuff. So you just got to be a little patient with me. We're slightly busy, and I do have other jobs I do also. No excuse though, we'll get to it. But anyways, so the engine's supposed to ship this week, and the problem is this week I'm actually going out of town. If you guys know what Lights Out is, if you don't know what that is, it's like one of the biggest radial races of the year. It's put on by DuckX Promotions. And these cars are going freaking 3s in the 8th mile on goddamn 275 tires. Insane. But I've always wanted to go to one of those races, and so Kennedy actually bought me tickets for my birthday back in January. So we're actually going next week to Georgia. We're actually driving there. It's only 18 hours, no big deal. So I'm assuming, I had said this a long time ago, I was like, watch, my engine's gonna show up when we're gone on vacation. So I'm assuming it's either gonna be here. He hasn't told me it's shipped yet, so it might be here by next Friday if it ships Monday. If not, it won't be here till the week after. So the problem with that is when it gets here, we're probably only gonna have like maybe 18 to 20 days left. So not quite 3 weeks, not even 3 weeks to put the car back together. So, and I've told people I can literally put the engine, the transmission, the turbo kit, all that back together in the car within like a couple hours. I can literally put the engine and transit in 20-30 minutes. It's super easy now. I've taken it in and out so many damn times. It's actually really easy. It's not like a normal car where you have to remove all these plastic pieces and hoses and all this junk. There's literally nothing. It's literally an engine, transmission, and a harness. So literally I can get that, I will get the engine trans back in the car within like 20-30 minutes. And then, so give me like another 30-40 minutes to get the whole turbo kit on, and then obviously got to plumb like all the lines for the wastegates and the blow-off valve and the turbo and all that. But that stuff, it doesn't take that long at all. Pretty much the things we have to do is, since we switched back, or not back to, but since we switched to Gen 2 heads, we had changed the harness on the engine side for Gen 3 heads. So I think there's 3 total sensors we have to switch back, because the harness was originally actually meant for a Gen 2. So I think I have to switch 3 sensors there. I got dump valves for the transmission, so we definitely have to hook those up because we went with an even bigger single turbo. So I was going to try it without dump valves on the other turbo, which is actually a Jose 94, which I never told anybody. I don't know. I just didn't say anything, but it was a Jose 94. And so this time we went bigger, so we definitely need dump valves. So I got dump valves for the car, which need to be installed into the transmission, internal and external. And then Joe's got to wire it up and wire it to the Holly, but he had actually already had some of the wiring ran in case I did do dump valves. So it shouldn't be that big a deal. So he's got to wire those up and mount them. That's easily, a couple hours worth of work. And then I think the only other sensor we didn't do was the drive shaft speed sensor, because you have to drill and tap the rear end, so we got to add that one for sure. Everything else, like the harness was already made, plug and play, everything was pretty much done. So the harness can literally just lay back in the engine and we can plug the Holley back in. It was already powering up and everything. We were just literally just have to switch those 3 sensors and then do the dump valves, do the drive shaft speed sensor. I think everything else is pretty much ready to go. We got to mount the hood, so we got some Zeus fasteners and rails for it, so we got to do that. We got to mount the wing, and I think there's a couple of other things that I'm missing that were pretty crucial. Yeah, I'm sure there's something, but there's really not a ton of work with the car. The problem is we've never tested the car on the straight axle. We've never tested the car with the Power Glide. We've never tested the car with the new turbo setup. So yeah, we're gonna be literally starting from scratch. So what I've told people this whole time is that I'm about 90% sure the car will be running, and I'll probably bring it to TX2K, but it's not gonna be race ready. There's a whole different deal with being race ready and the car running. That's what maybe some people don't understand. But if I was still on like the IRS suspension, I have all the tune-ups, all the suspension settings from before. So I could literally just set the suspension up and go right back to the old boost controller settings. But we kicked out the AMS, we kicked out all that stuff and switched everything to Holley. So now I have to learn how to use Holley, which is really simple, but it still takes time. It's not just gonna learn in 10 minutes. It still is gonna take time. And then we don't even know where we're gonna set the suspension up. So now that it's technically a 4-link suspension, you know, there's 4 different bars we gotta set up. Then we gotta set up the shocks. And once again, you don't just make one hit and boom, shit's magic. The only good thing is that it does mimic a Fox body style suspension, so we kind of have some base settings to go off of, but you still have to adjust it for the track and all that stuff. So there's definitely no time to get any test hits in unless the car's running, like running and driving, everything works good, and we don't run into any issues, which that never happens, and we get to the track Wednesday, which is test and tune day. That would literally be the first day we test and tune the car. Most people have already been testing for like the last couple months, or their car was running in the fall and they've kind of just maintained it until TX2K, whereas we may possibly be making our very first hit on the straight axle, the new engine, the new trans, new turbo setup. The car weighs, you know, completely different with the chopped front end and the rear end being switched out. I mean, everything is going to just act completely different. We'll be okay. That's it? Just nice? Damn. Whew. Bro, that color's sick. Golly.
You were worried about on the window. Can't see none of this stuff.
Them door jams, baby.
That dude Derek did a good job on the glass.
Huffman Auto Body, baby. Damn, dog.
I even cleaned your wheels for you, bro.
I got new wheels. Sheesh. I still think the firewall is my favorite, dude. Did you see the color? Oh my God, it looks freaking amazing. Oh man, it's pretty much a show car now. I'm not gonna take it to the races, actually. I've changed my mind. I'm gonna just do show car stuff and get me one of those little seats you sit behind your car and you just, you know, hang out the good old car show. Nah, it looks insane. Lupe and Joseph freaking killed it. So, they do side work. They both have regular jobs, but they do side work and they're freaking amazing and very meticulous. So, oh man, it is oh, stuck in a little rut there for a second. Come on, baby. All right, we're back on all fours. But anyways, they do side work, so you guys can email me, David at Coyote Direct, and I can get you in touch with them. But they freaking killed it. And man, I'm just so excited to put the car back together. I'm really nervous actually because everything is so pristine. I don't want to mess it up. But when we unload it at the shop, I'll show you guys a little more video. They got stuff to do. It's Sunday, so I wasn't trying to hang out there and just bug them too much. So we'll get it unloaded. I'll show you guys. Holy shit, I'm tired. Alright guys, so as you're seeing this, we're actually in Georgia right now. I'm a few days behind on the videos, but we did get the car back, picked up from Joseph. Him and Lupe absolutely killed the paint job. It looks amazing. I'm so excited. And so the car is back at Streetcar Joe's house. I was gonna film us dropping it off and stuff, but we were running around like chickens with our heads cut off trying to get stuff done before I had to go out of town. So currently we're at a hotel, obviously, but we're actually at South Georgia Motorsports Park for Lights Out. So Kennedy bought me these tickets a while ago, so you guys will see a video, maybe one or two, probably just one, because I'm trying to like actually enjoy the cars, enjoy the races, and enjoy time off for once, because since we've opened Coyote Direct, it's literally been going 7 days a week straight. But anyways, so the car's at Streetcar Joe's house. I think today we officially have like 17 days until we would leave for TX2K. The engine's on its way from RPG, and we're gonna go over like all the stuff that he upgraded for this season, but it is probably like the most badass stock block Coyote you can get. Now, stock block meaning the actual casting of the block is stock, not the internals. But anyways, we'll go over more of that when the engine actually gets here. But the car's at Streetcar Joe's house. He's trying to prepare it to get the engine in for when it does come in within the next couple days. So I don't even know. It's possible that we'll make TX2K. I just don't know if the car's gonna be race ready, because we've never been out on the straight axle, haven't been out on the new engine, the new turbo setup, the new trans setup. I mean, there's just so many unknowns. So we're definitely gonna push. We're gonna try and get the car running. I think the goal is at least to get the car running and bring the car. I just don't know if it'll be actually race ready, because race ready is, you know, a totally different deal. So we're gonna see what we can do. We're gonna try our best. But I'll keep you guys updated. Should see a ton of videos now on the Mustang since it's back. But huge thanks again to Joseph and Lupe. They absolutely killed the paint job. I can't wait for you guys to see it in person. It's amazing. So, and the color changes, like it looks more red at certain angles, it looks more orange at certain angles, depending on the light, you know. So it's really cool, and I'm just super excited with how it came out. They're super nice dudes, and yeah, I'm glad that they were the ones that did it. So, everybody go over to Streetcar Joe's Instagram and tell his ass to get to work.